Welcome back to my channel and my Stage 4 Cancer Journey, where I focus on spiritual, physical, and mental wellness. And today I have my husband Steve with me. We try to do this about once a month, where we kind of have a conversation about what this is like. The ups to the downs, the joys, the whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So this last week, I don't know, there was a few things that happened aside from treatment and that kind of stuff that makes cancer real to us. Obviously the treatment and all those feelings that you go through. But one thing we talked about is like the elephant in the room. I forget how I look when I'm not looking in the mirror. And we'll walk into somewhere and all these heads just kind of look at you. And it's like, I kind of wonder, why are they looking? And then I realize, I know why they're looking at me, but you just forget about it.
We had that Down syndrome young man in the restaurant the other day. And it's kind of funny because, you know, they say what comes to their head comes right out of their mouth, which was awesome. And they're sitting with, I don't know, their mom and whatever, sister, grandma, and all of a sudden he turns to her and he goes, "Hey, what happened to your hair?
Where's your hair?" And I didn't hear him first, and then he's like, "Hey, where's your hair?" And he said it a couple of times.
Oh, it was cute.
But I just laughed. His mom was all embarrassed.
Oh yeah, they were sliding under the table.
It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So we sat and talked with them for a little bit. But yeah, it was fun. But yeah, you know, when you get on an elevator, everybody's real quiet. And they all stand there and stare because they don't know if it's a choice or, you know, maybe, you know.
But I get a lot of black women. They really think this is the cat's meow. And I'm like, well, I'm not choosing it.
Right.
I didn't shave it just cause. But there's been quite a few people that we know recently that have been diagnosed with cancer. And it's like, it's just seems so overwhelming. The other night we were at we love to go listen to music, and we went to listen to music at this place, and there was a group of ladies kind of celebrating over here, young ladies, and at one point Steve had left to go use the restroom, and one of the women came up to me, a young woman, and she said, "I just felt that God was telling me I needed to come and talk to you." And she had just been diagnosed that past week with breast cancer. And she has a 3-year-old little girl. So we cried together, prayed together, hugged each other. And, you know, God puts these people in our lives and not expecting. And we know there's always purpose behind it.
Yeah. Well, I think we had this conversation, and I said, you know, it's no different than belonging to, you know, a club, right? I equate it back to when I had a Corvette, and you see a Corvette go down the road and you're like, there's one. And now Terry has cancer. So it's like all of a sudden there's a lot of people in the room that have cancer, or at least we're noticing that, right? And I think the normal thing is when somebody has cancer, you go, oh, that's terrible. And then what are we gonna make for dinner? And that's the end of it, right? And if it's not directly touching you, it's not in your face every day. It's not something that you're going to notice in a passing room. But when we walk into a room of 40 people, if there's 1 or 2 in there that have something going on, we notice it. And you know, once every week or so, we have to go to the hospital, and there's quite a bit of people there. So it kind of seems like
everybody would go.
Yeah, and it kind of seems like it's happening more and more, but it's really not. I think it's just we're more prone to
more attuned to
observance of it. Yeah,
right.
So
have more empathy.
Yeah, right.
So the other thing we really discussed a lot this week is, if you're watching our videos, we had this emotional roller coaster with possible growth in cancer, and then we had an MRI, and it turned out to be a lesion. So we're still good, but a lot of emotions, and we talked about how do we deal with those emotions, because that's something everybody, when they're going through a troubling time, how do you deal with those emotions? So
Terry doesn't like how I deal with emotions when she goes on a car ride with Steve. So I don't.
4 hours driving down the road with nothing.
I don't like to listen.
No sound, no music.
Yeah. Well, so it is. It's music, and it triggers memories of
Oh, my
things
goodness.
that we've done with each other, and it's sad. I try not to think about it. And the other night when we were at that same place, we were talking. We saw a guy playing guitar out in the street, and we actually saw him another night, and we talked to him a little bit, and he talked about the power of music and people that have Alzheimer's. And there was a place that he was playing, volunteering, and there was this guy that had dementia, and he was nonverbal. And the nurses said that he's been there for 10 years and never said a word and doesn't, he keeps to himself and blah, blah, blah. Well, anyway, he volunteered his time there to play. And while he was playing a particular song, this gentleman stood up, walked over to the nurse and held his hands out and gave her a hug and danced with her. And when the music was over, he sat back down, and that was the end of it. But it clearly triggered some emotion in him. And that, I get that. So I kind of, driving down the road, I keep the radio off because I don't want to be the guy driving next to you crying and everybody's looking at me like, what a retard. But it's just very difficult. And so
And he played the dance.
Yeah, he played the dance. I'm like,
by
tissue,
Garth,
please, can I get a
Garth
tissue?
Brooks,
Yeah.
Which, it's about her passing, and it just, both of us were then crying.
Yeah, right.
And it was actually 3 Christian men from a church in town, and they just get together and play. So they played a lot of gospel music as well, but they did play Garth Brooks, the dance, and both of us were like, So,
I think the cup is full, right? I think we're at a point in our lives where emotionally we are treading water in this pool of emotion, and so anything that is a little bit more than we're accustomed to will set the tears flowing, and good or bad, good or it's happy or sad, right? And it's a blessing and it's a curse. I think the pastor kind of talked about last week about we all want to be manly men, right? And
Mark Driscoll.
Yeah, Mark Driscoll.
He likes to listen to Mark
do.
Driscoll podcasts.
Yeah, and so Mark's like, well, you can call me manly or sensitive, but you have to say I'm a sensitive man, right? And I kind of laughed. But something else he said that really kind of resonated with me was a loaded truck is more prone to going in a straight line, right? And that's kind of how I deal with it. I try to put a little more on my plate than I normally would, work a little harder, a little more, and dive in a little bit. And that spoke to me when he said that, because that is something that I notice I do well. I think when there's some adversity or something going on in my life, if I take on more responsibility, I tend to deal with things, or at least partition my day accordingly. So whereas normally it's like, whatever happen, we don't get done today, we'll do tomorrow. So yeah.
Gives you perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did you like the props? I put these ferns up here just between 2 ferns, right?
I don't understand.
Yeah, she doesn't watch any of that stuff, so I just all right,
what else? Sense of humor.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's pretty much what we were going to touch on. But yeah, we've every time we go to the hospital, I end up meeting somebody and connecting with them, and they're going through the journey, and I give them my card, and just try to be that hope. I'm not always feeling this way, as I've said. I'm not, but
yeah, when we started this journey, we didn't know what to expect. And it was very, kind of feel it out and learn it as you go. And so when there's somebody new, it's always nice to just say, hey, here's a card. And if you feel like you want to reach out. But, the Facebook groups are wonderful because they do share some stories, and then they're not wonderful because they do share some really terrible stories, and not everybody has that path. So, but yeah, we just wanted to kind of talk about our emotions and how things go. And we, we're fortunate. Again, we have some hope to kind of look forward to, and hopefully we get some good news here in the next 30 days or so.
A couple weeks with that clinical trial that we're trying to get on. That's a pill that I've talked about. So, yeah. So this week's recipe, I know some of you turn off after this,
You can turn off. This recipe isn't.
No, it's a great recipe. This was sent in by a friend of ours, a family friend back in Wisconsin named Mary Ann. Thank you, Mary Ann, for the recipe.
It was good.
It was great. Avocado chickpea salad. I did a little altercations to the recipe, but it was a great, summer refreshing recipe.
Mary Ann's going to yell at me for saying her recipe wasn't any good. I liked it. I put pickled hot peppers on it from our friend's garden.
Yeah, he likes everything hot.
Yeah, so
I can't because of my mouth,
but I really enjoyed it. I did. It was good.
So please send in recipes. I love always getting new recipes, and I can share them on the video. Begin with 1 can of drained, rinsed chickpeas. Dice up 1 large avocado. I am adding in 1/2 of a diced English cucumber, 1/4 of a red onion chopped, 1 cup grape tomatoes halved. The dressing is simply 1 tablespoon olive oil, 2 tablespoons lemon juice, 1/4 teaspoon pepper, and 1/4 teaspoon salt, whisked together. Next, I'm adding some feta cheese. Cover with the dressing, mix well, and refrigerate it for at least a half an hour. Thank you again for coming on my journey with me and Steve. We appreciate all of your encouragement and your prayers continuously. Proverbs 19:21. Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. We have a plan. We think we know how life is going to go. And those detours come in, and it's just how do we deal with it? That's what matters the most. If this touched you, please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next Friday.